Boom! The high-resolution camera market is about to get absolutely rocked, and the camera giants are shaking in their boots. For the last few years, everyone has been obsessed with raw speed. We saw flagship cameras coming out that could shoot at lightning speeds, but they left a huge group of creators out in the cold. Landscape photographers, studio artists, and architectural shooters have been left wondering if anyone cares about pure, mind-blowing resolution anymore. Well, the wait is officially over. Deep leaks and authenticated supply chain blueprints reveal that a total game-changer is dropping in late 2026. This is not some lazy software update or a minor facelift. This is a calculated engineering assault designed to rewrite the rules of photography. We are talking about the heavily anticipated, unreleased Nikon Z7 Mark III, and it is built to completely obliterate the competition. To truly understand why this camera is causing such a massive panic in the industry, we have to look at how we got here. For decades, the digital imaging market has been trapped in a vicious, predictable cycle. Manufacturers would give us cameras that were incredibly fast, but they lacked the resolution needed for massive commercial prints. Then, they would give us high-resolution cameras that felt painfully slow, sluggish, and completely useless for moving subjects. Photographers were forced to make a frustrating compromise. You either bought a speed demon that topped out at a modest resolution, or you bought a studio monster that felt like a computer from 10 years ago whenever you tried to fire off a burst of shots. The upcoming flagship studio hybrid changes that dynamic forever. It represents the absolute convergence of extreme data collection and modern computational speed, effectively ending the era of compromise for high-end digital artists. At the very heart of this new monster is a radical new sensor that defies belief. The rumor mill is currently locked in a fierce debate over two incredible options. We are either getting a massive 61-megapixel sensor or a completely groundbreaking 67-megapixel silicon architecture. Shoving this much power into a standard, weather-sealed compact body is a miracle of modern visual engineering. It blows the old 45-megapixel standard completely out of the water. This extreme resolution means you get insane cropping power. Imagine standing on a freezing mountain peak at sunrise. You can shoot a massive, sweeping wide shot, and then crop incredibly deep into a tiny detail later in editing without losing a single drop of sharpness. Even better, this backside illuminated sensor completely removes the traditional low-pass filter. This means microscopic details like the fine weave of a fashion garment or complex building bricks stay completely crisp, with no ugly digital distortion patterns ruining your shot. Let us dive deep into the actual physics of why this sensor design is such a massive leap forward for the industry. In older digital camera designs, the electrical wiring of the sensor sat directly in front of the light-sensitive photodiodes. This meant that a significant percentage of incoming light was physically blocked or deflected by the camera's own internal circuitry before it could even be recorded. By utilizing an advanced backside illuminated architecture, the engineers have flipped the entire internal structure upside down. The light-gathering surface now sits completely uninhibited at the very front of the silicon stack, with all the complex wiring moved neatly behind it. This structural shift allows the microscopic pixels to collect photons with near-perfect efficiency. Even though the pixels are physically smaller than ever before to fit 67 million of them on a full-frame canvas, their light-gathering ability matches or exceeds sensors with much lower resolutions. Removing the optical low-pass filter is another massive victory for raw image quality. In the past, manufacturers placed a thin, blurring filter directly over the sensor to prevent a phenomenon known as moire. This distortion happens when a repetitive, highly detailed pattern in the real world conflicts with the grid-like pattern of the sensor pixels, creating weird, wavy rainbow artifacts across the image. However, because the pixel density on this new machine is so incredibly dense, the individual pixels are actually smaller than the patterns that typically cause this digital interference. The camera can completely discard that blurring filter, allowing the lens to project its absolute, unfiltered optical sharpness straight onto the silicon. The result is an image that looks almost hyper-realistic, capturing textures with a level of three-dimensional depth and clarity that feels closer to medium-format film than a standard consumer camera. But squeezing over 60 million pixels onto a sensor creates a massive problem called microjitter. When pixels are that small, even the tiny vibration of your own heartbeat traveling through your hands can instantly blur your photo. To fix this catastrophic issue, this camera is packing a completely re-engineered 5-axis in-body image stabilization matrix. Insiders say this magnetic suspension system will deliver a staggering 8.5 stops of stabilization. This is a literal superpower for solo shooters. You can handhold massive, heavy lenses in pitch-black alleys for slow shutter speed street photography, and your images will come out completely tack-sharp without ever touching a tripod. To process this mountain of data, the camera uses the ultra-powerful new EXPEED image processing engine. This brain is built to handle massive file buffering without ever freezing up, giving hybrid shooters a flawless, lag-free experience. The system instantly recognizes and locks onto human eyes, mammal skeletons, soaring birds, and fast mechanical vehicles. It actually calculates the physical momentum of your subject, predicting exactly where it will move before it even happens. Whether you are blasting through high-speed action at a rumored 20 frames per second or tracking a chaotic scene, your focus will be completely locked on like a laser beam. But this machine isn't just for photos, it is a certified digital cinema powerhouse. The camera is widely expected to record internal 8K video at a smooth 30 frames per second. Shooting in 8K gives filmmakers immense freedom. You can film a wide establishing shot and easily crop into a tight close-up during editing while maintaining a flawless 4K output. It also supports heavily oversampled 4K video at 60 frames per second, and ultra-slow-motion 120 frames per second capture. This means cascading waterfalls or extreme sports look buttery smooth with zero loss in clarity. With internal 10-bit color and ProRes RAW support built right in, independent creators get Hollywood-tier color accuracy and highlight control straight out of the camera. The inclusion of internal 8K video completely redefines what a hybrid camera chassis can do for independent production teams. Recording 8K video requires an immense amount of sensor readout speed to prevent an issue known as rolling shutter, where straight vertical lines look warped or tilted during fast camera pans. Thanks to the ultra-fast data pipeline designed for this new body, the sensor can read out its entire pixel array fast enough to keep rolling shutter artifacts completely unnoticeable. Filmmakers can capture fast panning shots or rapid action without worrying about their footage looking like jelly. Furthermore, the immense resolution of 8K allows for incredible digital image stabilization in post-production. You can apply aggressive software stabilization to a shaky handheld clip, and because you have so many extra pixels to work with, the final cropped output still looks completely pristine. When we talk about oversampled 4K video, we are talking about the highest possible video quality you can extract from a camera sensor. Instead of skipping rows of pixels or grouping them together to lower the resolution, methods that create soft video and jagged edges, the camera reads the full resolution of the sensor and mathematically shrinks that massive image down to a 4K frame in real time. This means that a 4K video clip recorded on this camera contains far more detail, better color accuracy, and significantly less digital noise than a clip recorded on a native 4K sensor. When you pair this oversampling with the internal 10-bit color depth, you get a video file that can hold billions of distinct color shades. This gives colorists absolute freedom to manipulate the image in post-production, pulling details out of deep shadows and retaining information in bright skies without the video file breaking apart or showing ugly color banding. The storage media slots are also getting a critical update to support this massive influx of digital data. The camera will feature dual high-speed memory card slots optimized for the latest generation of storage technology. This allows for instant backup recording, where every photo or video clip is written to both cards simultaneously, ensuring that you never lose client data due to a card failure. Alternatively, you can configure the system to route massive 8K video files to one card while saving smaller, highly compressed files to the second card for a fast editing workflow. Every aspect of the physical interface is built to streamline the creator's day-to-day operation, ensuring that the hardware never gets in the way of artistic expression. When you look at the entire package, it becomes incredibly clear that this upcoming release is poised to completely dominate the digital imaging landscape for years to come. It addresses every single pain point that has plagued high-resolution photographers since the dawn of digital sensors. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the future of tech.